Okay, welcome everyone. This is Esther Francis going live on Facebook, this extraordinary beginning of spring, Vernal Equinox Day. And I'm so excited because, many have said now is the time, and I've even written a song that says now is the time, but many of us are feeling also now really is like the time of new beginnings, the time where we really are not going to keep going around in the same circle, but are spiraling into new vistas, new perceptions, new opportunities. And I'm really excited because I have something that I found to be a transmission, and I want to share it with you. It came to me, it comes to me. I often get things in the form of writing, and it's the Fire Horse Solar Eclipse Lunar New Year. I got it February 17th, and it's so pertinent, particularly today. So many of you know that I am an astrologer for many, many, many years. And since that's the transmission, I just want to speak to a few of the things that are happening now, the qualities that are, for those that aren't familiar, this day, the 0 degree the sun went into, which has just been recently activated in a very special way and unique way, because some astrologers have estimated 6,000 years since Saturn and Neptune had converged, had come to the same 0 degree of Aries at the same time. So that's a long time ago. And Aries, I equate with spring, with dawn. I mean, it is technically the 1st degree of spring. So not only for the sector, the spring planets are Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, but if we look at this another way, it's for the whole new year, according to nature. Although it's also interesting in Mayan cosmology, it begins with conception. So they would go back 9 months before our actual birth into the physical. From my perspective, both are really valid. It's not, we don't have to choose one or another. Very much like the sidereal or the tropical, we in the West have looked at our view based on nature's cycles around the earth. It's really a kind of Terra, Mother Nature here on this planet as primary reference. The sidereal, it's the stars, and that at one time they were in alignment, but now there's approximately 24 different degrees difference. I do not see them as an either-or situation. I think one of the mind traps that we have been captured in collectively has been the idea that polarities or opposites are somehow not in harmony. I look at it, I don't have a rain stick here, but in the rain stick, you have a hollow tube and it's filled with seeds. And when you go to one side and you kind of lift and it goes back, it makes this beautiful figure 8 infinity sign, this beautiful rhythm that happens to sound like rain falling, thus the term rain stick. But what it shows is that if we don't hold it as an antagonism between those polarities, they're complements. And just like the yin and yang, or like the great psychologist, Jung and Hart, had made very clear, the anima and the animus are not separate. Every female has a male within, and every male has a female within. And I discovered through my love of words that the word she is an S-H-E, and the word her is an H-E-R. So we've had a great fuss about gender, and what if we reel back and we realize innately the great sacred source is not one or the other, is not even beyond the marriage of one and the other, is essentially, innately, that one essence, that then the one goes into the two, the polarities, but in a sacred dance of beauty and love and harmony and peacemaking and play and creativity and contrast. So I feel one of the characteristics of this particular time is that we're not just renewing and reinventing, but literally we're getting new energies that haven't been available before. I'm not the only one that has been sensing or feeling it or saying it. David Clemens, who's one that I really love, the way he brings in the wisdom of the galactics. And I have actually here on my back wall, this came to me, geez, back, oh my God, I don't know, it was many years ago, but the word is galactivation. And I think the Pluto going into the Aquarius was a signal that we're going into the greater community, Aquarius's community, but the greater community on a fractal level, fractal meaning there's a design or pattern, but it's repeated in scale on different levels. And so all the way from the microscopic to the macroscopic, and we're opening up to realizing our galactic brothers and sisters. And it's really exciting. Deep breath, calling in the sacred silence, a moment of stillness, calling in the wisdom of the redwoods, feeling as if our roots were holding hands, that we are as, it may not be a redwood for you, it could be a pine, an oak, a maple, whatever that tree may be. We're all one in this beautiful tree of life. And what if our hands are like roots holding hands below the surface? Like the incredible mushroom family knows with its underground internet of mycelium. And breathing into that in here with the redwoods, they go, oh my gosh, so far into the sky, you have to lie on the ground to get the tippity top in your view if you're close to them. And there's this marvelous thing, they tend to cluster in little communities within their forest. And even within that, there's some redwoods that share the same trunk and then go up into two different individuations. It's so beautiful. So calling in all the elements, the fire, the water, the air, Mother, the earth, the great nature, the above, the below, the within, the all the way aroundness, the great toroidal, the donuts. I had a band in Woodstock, and its name, I was going to rehearsal, and someone had asked me, what's the name of your band? I had no idea, so I kind of asked Spirit, and it was as if I'm driving, and it was as if the spider kind of trickled down and said, oh, of course, you're the holographic donuts. And of course, that delighted me, and I said, yes, I love that for the name of my band, and whatever music comes through me, where people want to join up and sing and play music with me. But of course, at the time, I didn't realize that the donut was the great toroidal essence that, you can look at an orange, and you can see the spine, and then the sphere, the way the energy goes up and around and the other way. And this is characteristic of planets, of stars, of us. Our field goes way, 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 way out around us. So it's like our body is kind of like a spine. Anyhow, I'm kind of going off on a little bit of a roundabout that I hadn't expected to do, but Mercury Hermes Thoth, the magician, which is Mercury, in Western astrology. Well, it goes direct this afternoon, and it goes direct on the same degree as the North Node, which represents what we're growing into, where we're expanding. You know, like if we were a ship, that's the front of the ship where we're going. And having them at the same degree going forward, and while Venus is in Pisces, where it's exalted, and gives, I think each planet, each sign, like has a totem pole, at the bottom being the least aware, and the way, like if it's Scorpio, it could be the scorpion that just holds on so tightly it doesn't want to let go and will sting itself to death. But at the top goes beyond the ego, even, you know, to the great, let's say, angelic dragon, the great beingness, the Quetzalcoatl that can go anywhere in all dimensions, full of resurrection, transformation, the phoenix rising from the ashes, that deep wisdom and that transformation is the alchemy, is the cold of the diamond. And that's Mercury. Wow. We're at a time of transformation, the North Node and the Mercury at the same degree, bringing in what? Our choice. Our choice. We can bring in the qualities of Neptune, compassion, flow. Aquarius, by the way, the water bearer. We're learning all these new dimensions of the magic and the consciousness and the intelligence of water, of life, of creativity. And aqua, we go to an aquarium, yeah. Aquarius it's not just an air sign or the galactic, maybe ethereal, more refined air. It is also the water bearer, and it has two planets, Saturn and Uranus, connected with. I'm getting info that the old Saturn, which was structure and time, and it's all, not to say that wasn't so, but it's not just going in, it's going into a new dimension, a new possibility of experience for us, where timelessness and time dance together and weave together, the chironic, and where structure, we outgrew the old shoes. It's so obvious that so much has not been fitting. And that were new structures that really accommodate the new awareness of new community, of new ways of being. Oh my gosh. And just with that, with time and new structure, but the word itself, it's had a pretty bad reputation. A lot of people have even said, oh, it's like Satan because the spelling is similar. But what I had as a revelation, actually a couple of years ago now, is that SAT, SAT, is a very, very important word, meaning truth. And some even look on this golden age that has been forecast and that we're moving into as the age of truth. Sat, people say Sat Nam means that I acknowledge the divine within you, that we're mirroring, we're reflections. The one lives in the many, through us, as us, right? That perspective. But urn is not bucket. Urn is a sacred container where the ashes of beloved are put. What if we realize that the physical dimension 3D is Ma, Divine Mother, Terra, material, and that when we've using the word material as, it's been mixed up with the confusion that all that we are is the physical realm. But what if the physical realm, as one of the multidimensionality, which is part of what we're moving into with this galactification, we can revision it as through recognition and remembrance that it's sacred, that our bodies are sacred, that we are the urn for truth, that truth of beingness, of love light, of the divine, by whatever name. So Saturn, from that point of view, takes on a whole different perspective. And I'll leave that. That's a whole other discussion we could go into that I'm going to be aware of time here, because there's so much more I want to just speak to. We have a mutual reception. Mars is in Pluto, and Aries now is in Sun, with a whole other group of placements in Aries too. That's called mutual reception in astrology. It's kind of like, let's say, well, I live in Santa Cruz, California, and I'm right here on the edge of the continent. And within 5 minutes, I can go to the Pacific, to the Monterey Bay, which merges with the Pacific. And so let's say I have a friend who's inland, in a beautiful mountainous area. And that friend gives me the keys to their home, and I give them the keys to my home. So technically, it's not mine, but I have the privileges, the access that would be available as if I did have the keys. That's kind of how I view mutual reception. That's going on. Neptune in Aries, what if that's now bringing in the flow, the softening? We've been told, is another what I consider to be a lie, that Mars is the planet of, destruction and war. And not to say it hasn't operated that way, but that's part of what, well, the Oracle girl Jacqueline would call the slave consciousness, which I call, it's the kind of indoctrination, mind molding that I call conned, C-O-N-N-E-D, conditioning, that doesn't allow in the whole holy whole of the picture, So what if at this time Neptune in Aries can mean the remembrance that it's birth, dawn, it's spring and dawn. What are those qualities? The crocus coming up in the east, through the snow. The rekindling, the resurrection, that's nature's resurrection, moving into warmth and greater activities. You just look around, the flowers bud, the bloom, we feel rekindled, resurrected by nature. And the compassion, the music, the imagining capacity, imaging, the mythology, letting go. And here's the other side of that totem pole I was referencing earlier with Neptune. At the bottom, it's illusion. There's like the holographic beauty of creation, where the drop in the ocean has the same qualities as the ocean. And just like with a holographic image, it's just on a smaller scale. But like with an elephant on an image, a photo, if you cut off the trunk, in a regular photo, you just have a trunk and then the rest of the body over here. In holographic imagery, you cut off the trunk, you have the whole elephant, but it's miniaturized on a smaller scale. What if that's true, that we are that whole holy whole, that you in the universe individualized on our scale of things, and that's true for other nature, for the isness is us. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It transforms everything in the way we can dance with and interact with and weave and co-create with. And I think that is another big piece of this new Aries. I'm going to show you Deborah Chapin. She's an artist who she creates with her fingertips, no brush. I think I got it so there's no glare. Now this Aries image, I got this painting from her in the 80s. I love it so much because I have a conjunction of moon and sun in the latter part of Aries, and I have a conjunction of Mars, Mercury, along with, Aries at the beginning of Aries, and Ceres on my moon. I have so much Aries. And I realized with this image, it's not about clashing and, rams just ramming together for territory, that old idea. What if it's the courage to leap into the void, the unknown, the courage to view the unknown as a friend, as an opportunity, as an advent, meaning new, adventure. What if? Wouldn't that change everything? And so many people are like the fire horse, hobbled by, the horses can have hobbles that attach their hooves so they can't run and gallop. And we've been so hobbled by fear, so indoctrinated to fear, particularly the unknown or our own unknowing, as if that was a mistake. And Buckminster Fuller used to say, hey, we need to be able to make mistakes. If we're afraid of making mistakes, we won't learn. We can't learn. It's a hobble. Anyhow, so yeah, I have a whole lot that has come into me that I want to share with this new vision of Aries, of Mars. Mar means the sea. It's marvelous, the sea. Here again, we get to the water and the commingling of the fire water. I think I see an image of the sunlight dancing on the water. Oh my God. Extraordinary. So, let's see, is there any other, those things I could talk about for a long, long, long time. And I'm going to post this on my A-Muse-in Express YouTube. And if you enjoy this, please, please, I really appreciate, I've never ever asked, all these years I've done it, it didn't occur to me to ask for somebody to become a follower, duh, but I would really love that. And I'm in the process of creating a new website that is going to accommodate a lot of what I have to share. And I'm at that point in life, I want to share what I have focused on all my life that I feel is, I think we all have a legacy of love we want to leave. And for me, that's what this legacy is. These writings, stories, poems, songs. I have my CD, Mother Earth Calls. Let your love flow, feel the sap arising, sun streams, clear the mist away. Mother Earth calls you to awaken, calls you to awaken on this beautiful day. If that's the first song I lived at Woodstock at the time in this amazing band who helped me bring that to life back in 2004. It's still available. And now I'm going to share with you, and this will be the end. I did not know this all was going to come through, but I think the universe knows my Aries energy and has been wanting to push this through for a long time. And one of my, not vows, I don't call them vows, I think of them as vowels. It's like an intention that's a dynamic, but not something that constrains, is to not hold back anymore. And a lot of my life, I was afraid of being too much. I've been liberated from that for quite a while now to certain degrees. Dr. Clint from the Ancient Healing Secrets, Rogers, has been a huge mentor for me, not in trying to be, but just because of who he is, and encouragement that I've taken to say yes to not, putting the cork in the bottle, but letting myself flow without censorship. And I think we're invited, that authenticity is part of the Aries archetype. And here we go. So this is what has come to me. I'm going to just do it. Each paragraph we could talk about. I'm not going to, I'm going to respect the time and just, I invite you even to, if you like, to close your eyes, just take it in. And don't worry about what you don't understand. At some time, I'm going to have this available so it can be seen because it's multidimensional. And a lot of what is referenced, to get the fullness of it, you need to see it because it's playing with words, plays on words. Here we go. The Fire Horse, Solar Eclipse, Lunar New Year, 2026. I am the waters of life, flowing, waving. Aquarian, birthing the ethereal ocean where I am seeing. I am the whale, dolphin, octopus with 8-armed intelligence, multi-dimensional magnificence. The genie's out of the bottle. The hoax is toast. Out of the box. The shell of separation dissolving into the sea of seeing through, with the eyes of the peacock peeking from mountaintops, speaking and reaching each heart, celebrating its toroidal infinity of liquid love. The inner YouTube is where it's at. The rabbit is out of the hat. Magic. All. Magi. The Magi gifting the newborn Aries dawn arising. The bread of love. Light yeasting by Earth's sun. Shining starlight from the holy, wonderful one. Om Tara Tuture, Ture Soha, Om Tara Tutare, Ture Soha, Nature, nature, Nature. And just I'll take a little flip to the kind of footnote at the end so that that doesn't have you spinning off. What's she talking about? The mantra of Tara, she's the divine mother of the Buddha, and the word even represents awakening. And this is from Tibetan Buddhism tradition. So Ture, according to the Sophia Code, an amazing book of transmission by Kaira, Ture grounds the heavenly reality of your higher self's mind into your human awareness so that you may experience the safety, grace, and prosperity of living in oneness with all beings beyond the poverty of judgment. Wow. So, yeah, back to Om Tori Tutore Ture Soha. Nature is the play of sacred source. Love is the way, not domination or force. Ha ha! The cosmic jokester passes the open mic to the audience who have ears of elephant, wolf, and bat. The home run grand slam is the crowd knowing, I am that. The homing pigeons sing their iridescence again. The new sun, new day, new way, fire horse, a steed of new deeds and destinies, gallops with its Pegasus wings stretched wide, with its chironic 4 feet on the ground, running round and round and round in a new mode of song, reminding us we all belong. On the necklace of stars and the rings of Saturn, we are the caves, we are the caverns, we are the chest unlocking its gems, making amends, amen, amended. So it isness. We are the Christ within us, the Krishna, the Rumi, the pioneer, where the apple is clearly not the cause of the fall, but the delight in knowing there's enough for us all. The myth of scarcity comes to its death. Rejoicing in plenitude, we finally rest. Relaxed and released from the wheel of time, the treadmill cage, all that's confined. Time and timeless embrace anew, weaving seeds of form, the formless grew. Remembering we're here to play with multiple eyes and hear with our inner ears. I am here, I, little I, am I, big I is me, me is you, we are, I am the you in verse. Magical mirror universe, all is both me and you. We sing its songs in chords proclaiming we're free, we're strong. On this new day the horse is frisky, no need to buy a keg of whiskey. Fire horse knows it is light, bucks off the burden of weight, flicks its tail, jumps over the moon, its galactic gallop and clamoring hooves, proclaiming we're not here to race. There is no finish line. Winning is remembering you are divine light sublime. Able to fly, able to roll, licking the salt Mother Earth supplies, taking us all on a new cosmic ride. Rejoice as your new stellar seed. Release limiting thoughts you no longer need. Reunite with the divine king and queen, knowing the visible contains the unseen. Separation from sorrow is the call of this day, flicking your tail, trotting away from the stable that hobbled your gate, leaving behind the straws of confinement and hate, into the pasture where clover is sweet, where clouds fill with rainbows, horses stamp out a new beat. Here is your Pegasus, Chiron, third eye unicorn. Source your love light, joy and beauty you feel in your flight. Love is the wisdom, love is the cure, love is the answer, and love there's no war. Love's the green pasture, love is green grass, love is the motion, the potion that lasts right here inside you. Your wings and your fire, your spirit ascending higher and higher. Your soul descends and discovers the star at its root. Terrestrial, celestial, the owl hoots. Terrestrial, celestial, the owl hoots. Tells us we are both and much, much more. Owl's wise knowledge opens the doors. We are eternal. The moment is now. We're the sacred cat. We're the sacred cow. Above, below, dark light, the one in the many. Joy abounds, bliss is aplenty. Here is a taste, a holographic droplet, an appetizer enticing you to the feast at hand, inviting you to stretch out your palms, open your hands, and open your hearts, bless all the lands. Now is the time when fire is gold, and gold is love light, and pure water flowing. Divine love is the fountain within the water bearer's urn, and ancient new wisdom returns. Drink deep, remember, the spell is broken. From the deep sleep you have awoken. Saturn shows us truth is at hand, bringing the golden age to the land. Ma Terra, the sacred urn, earth realized as sacred, no longer burned. You are beauty, no more beasts. You are the bread, you are the yeast. The wine divine, the resurrected, the awakeners waking this new hue, H-U-E, man race. You are the rainbow shining in each human's face. When each card knows it is the deck, and the deck loves playing its cards, all winking and giggling in this divine comedy. When we remember each we is the I, we take a deep breath and let out a sigh. Then wee all the way home. Loving and laughing, life is a poem, a song we are singing as we dance, glad to be awakened from the trance, realizing love, loving love, loving love is the true romance. At this time of convergence and conjunction, you, like Cinderella, are transforming your pumpkin. No longer a bumpkin hitchhiking a road, you come home to your heart. It's a rose. Breathe in the beauty. Gaia, Terra, Tara, Mother Nature. This sacred dimension we call Earth. Love yourself, S-ELF. Your fairy friends. Love, 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 as I say amen. And I am you, the you of you, the cosmic crew of me and the meow purring. You can see me everywhere with your inner eyes. I am the antidote to any despair. I am great mystery. I am sacred source. And in this fine year, I am Fire Horse. So thank you, Great Spirit, Fire Horse, to all of our ancient and all of our yet to be discovered magical mentors, and most importantly to the divine sacred source that we're directly connected to within our beautiful hearts. And with this knowledge, as I have up here, knowledge with the owl, the real knowledge is when it's married with wisdom. That's the knowledge we're talking about. When it knows that we are the one you in the universe. Oh my goodness. Now there is a new start. Much love, much thanks. Until the next time, please remember you and I are divine. Adios and aloha. Finish, okay?